Hi, Frankie Nicole here. I thought I'd make a video. I was going to skip this week since I'm on vacation, but since I love you and you love me so much, I figure why not? We'll make a video and we'll just call it Vacation Special and make it short because I got two kiddos to drive crazy. So I brought all my stones with me on vacation because it's always important to have protection while you're traveling. All those negative energies. I got so many stones now. All those negative energies to protect yourself from, and traveling. And so what I wanted to talk about today, and I think I'm just gonna touch on some brief stuff, is like reconnecting, because I don't get to see my family that often, and so it's really cool for me to see my nieces and my sister, and just get back in touch. We're both really busy people, and we don't really it's hard to connect with somebody sometimes. I mean, it's important to make the effort, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. And yeah, sometimes you don't always see eye to eye with that person either, so it makes it difficult. But it's really about a practice of trying hard to get to know the family that you were given on this earth, and to try to connect to them and learn from them as much as you possibly can. There are definitely lots of times that have ended in tears with my sister, us being 8 years apart, and but I love her very much because she's my sister and she's very important to me, and I'm really happy to be still part of her life and get to see my nieces, because that's my blood too, and they are just too funny. I cannot get enough of, well, I mean, I'm sure at the end of the week I'll feel differently. 5 a.m. noises are very, very early, and they are a lot of energy. So, way more energy than me, and I'm pretty high energy, But it's really great, I feel like, to feel like you have that natal family, and to feel that connection, besides your friend's family, because sometimes the friend's family is all you have for a while, because there's such a disconnect between the people that you are born to and the people that you find in your life and collect, and sometimes some go and some come back, and sometimes they go and they just go away. But it's really great to find family in general to surround yourself with, and knowing that you have that relationship that's at a distance but also close enough that you can share things with and you don't feel judged. I mean, we feel judged enough by the outside world, and hopefully that's getting smaller and the family is getting bigger, because it would be really nice to see less people with judgment and more people with open arms, and opening up the doors and having times where we're all communing and there's a positive energy vibration that flows around. And so we're headed into solstice at the end of this week, and we're also headed into a Mercury retrograde, apparently. I just found out, which I'm impartial. I mean, I have Virgo rising, so it does mess with me a little bit. Mostly it just messes with my communication and understanding of other people, so I have to be really mindful and careful of what I perceive of what somebody's saying versus what they're actually saying or even doing. If I think somebody's trying to mess with me or whatever, and it's not even that, it's just my own weird mental stuff. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's definitely 2 small children running around like crazy. Ah! So I escape sometimes to the downstairs to center myself, because children. Don't know if I'm cut out for that, but we shall see. that's another thing. I used to be like, I'm never getting married. I'm never having kids. This is just not going to happen. And then it's like, you know what? I don't have to make a decision. I don't have to choose. I don't have to choose anything, actually. Everyone wants you to choose this, choose that. You define yourself. You have to make a definitive statement. I am this, I have that, all of this. And I'm like, well, I haven't done experiencing everything, or finished experiencing everything. And so I don't know. Right now. And that's just how it is. And I'm just gonna give you my now answer, and it might change. So don't get mad at me if my answer changes. That is the biggest thing. Allow for mutable, changing energy. I'm all mutable energies. Well, except for my Venus and Scorpio. Watch out for that one. Anyways, sidebar. The energies this week, we are coming into like a rebirth, because solstice is changing of the guards. It's, the Sagittarians are here to have, it's the last fire, it's the last hope before the winter darkness, because there's absolutely no fire signs in, I just got chills, no fire signs in winter time, which means that things are very dark and murky, which is why winter always seems so long and so tedious and so cold, because the last fire, the last, time of the year that we get to experience like this poppity pop pop pop, and some people actually really despise this time of year because of that energy, so those people don't really get along with me. Whatever. But it's just like one of those things where you have to absorb and accept all that energy in, so it lights you and warms you for the whole winter. So this is like where you find your tribe. This is where you find that energy that you mesh well with, and you carry that with you throughout the cold, dark winter, because we do separate ourselves. We do tend to stay inside more. We do, huddle up under the covers. There's not a whole lot of going out. Some people make it out. I always end up like going out because I can't help myself. I get stir crazy. I gotta get out of the house. Blah. And, that's just me. But I know that a lot of people, they don't come out because they just like to be warm, and they don't want to have to brave the elements, and they just want to be comfy. And I'm all about the adventure, so I like to risk it. All right. So I did pull the cards. Interesting. Ooh. Yeah. So I only have 2 decks with me. I didn't bring 3. I'm not crazy. Only slightly. Oh boy. So the theme, the upper and lower theme of this week is 2 of Swords reversed and Knight of Swords reversed. So there are going to be a lot of words, mental energies going on this week. I would say there will be some discussions, some deeper talks with people, which is always good. I like deeper stuff. I'm not shallow stuff is just kind of, like blowing bubbles that just pops and it's gone. It's like, who cares? I know, I just said I didn't like blowing bubbles. I like bubbles, but they don't last, I like tangible, lasting things, like nice leather stuff. So if you want to send me anything for Christmas, just kidding. Or am I? Make it original. I like originals. I like well-made things. That's the very Taurian part of me. I have the Taurus Virgo stuff going on. And I'm making a video. So we have the Knight of Swords reversed as well, which can also mean kind of like stuff that is not quite, it can be misconstrued for some maybe aggression, people, right? Everywhere. Lots of, it's like the children crying. The 2 kids have been crying each night, and people are interrupting me, and I'm starting to get a warm face. It's definitely like it can be mistaken for maybe some harsher or negative energy, but I like to think of the Knight of Swords as somebody who is just kind of a little like unsure of everything and not sure how to kind of like concisely put their stuff, so they're just kind of like, "Wah!" I mean, I tend to be Knight of Swords kind of person sometimes, but I think it's going to be a lot of that energy type of week. We're going to see a lot of that in the media, especially, I think, because we're starting to wake up, and this is like, oh, finally, I'm so happy that people are starting to wake up and really realize. I mean, they signed that Paris deal on my birthday, regardless of how you feel about it, if it's enough or not. At least they're starting to do something, which is great, because that's the have the first hope, the new hope in Sagittarius, and then we can let Capricorn deal with the nitty gritty details, because Capricorn's great with that. That's, Capricorn stuff. Sagittarian's all about big ideas, but then let's go party and forget about all those. No, I'm very hardworking. It's the Virgo. But it's definitely hope. It's like seeing the broad, grand future and trying to point the arrow and pull back that, that string and shoot it off into the beyond. And so we have a direction. We have, an idea of where we're going. And now we just got to figure out how to get there through the zodiac. It's all about, that's how the zodiac works. It's each person has a role to play, which is why no zodiac sign is better than the other. Well, I'm just going to leave it at that. But I mean, everybody has their role to play, which is why it's so fantastic that we all come together instead of continually separating ourselves and saying, oh, I'm better this, I'm better that, I've got this, I've got that, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, but yes, we'll definitely see some more, sharp-tongued people, new ideas that maybe aren't quite as formed, which, I mean, we had the Paris deal last week, but I mean, there's definitely stuff, people are coming out and saying stuff that, it's definitely insightful, and it's definitely like, fresh, and like, it'll grab your attention, but it's maybe not all the way thought out. So at the beginning of the week, we have the Eight of Pentacles upright, which is a lot of work, which, Monday and Tuesday usually end up being a lot of work because we have to kind of go back into work mode and shift back into that. And then we have the Empress reversed. So I think it's a lot of work towards writing that, like turning her around, making her upright again, because the Empress in reverse can be very like smothering. It's the mother card, it's the birth, the manifestation card, and she can get like very concerned about everyone else's business but not really like taking care enough of her own stuff. And I think that there's a lot of just like energy where she's not getting a whole lot of time to herself, or the feminine energy is not getting tended to, and there's just a lot of like stuff going on at the home and in life, and that we're gonna have to deal with. So just make sure to take some time out for yourself and get take a bath, de-stress, rejuvenate, go and make yourself get to that Nine of Pentacles where you have that time where you can just relax. And it's definitely a lot of like hard work going on with a very feminine, motherly energy. So maybe there's just a lot of new things that you're starting this week. So for the middle of the week, we have the Hangman in reverse, and we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And this energy usually tends to be like, so the Hangman is all about, he's just in suspension. He's waiting. He's just waiting for something to continue to further on. When it's in reverse, it can mean you are kind of letting go of a situation. You've passed through that like suspension, that meditation. You're kind of like, okay, what do I do with this? I don't know what am I gonna do. I'm not quite sure. And maybe you're trying to decide what to cut out of the stuff that you've started at the beginning of the week. But it usually signifies a moving forward, and also it's letting go, allowing, you've gone through that meditation time, maybe you've had a deeper conversation, and you allow some stuff that you've been experiencing to let go. And we have a lot of feminine energy, we have a lot of cups going on, and I mean, we do have swords too, but definitely have very feminine energy this week, especially with the other deck, not the Sun and Moon, but the Old Path Tarot. And the Queen of Cups can be overly emotional. So there's a lot of like female emotional stuff going on. Like we really feel slighted or wronged or oppressed in a certain way. And it's important to remember that everything is a perception, as well as sometimes we have to take responsibility for taking care of ourselves or taking our own power back from what's been taken from us. And it's always tend to be disencouraged for women because we're not supposed to be aggressive or have an opinion, but we're supposed to be more like pulled back and just, oh yes, I'm just not going to answer my phone or whatever, and you can't get to me, and that's how I cut you off and not allow things. But we have the ability to be aggressive or assertive in our own feminine way, and that is okay. And we need to come into like an acceptance of that. I think it's like this let go of this feeling like we can't be assertive and feminine at the same time, and we just have to allow things to happen and kind of get walked all over, and then finally just explode in this gigantic ball of rage and chop everyone's head off. But the Queen of Cups, she can turn a little bit vindictive or like a little stabby, but I think it's letting go of some of those like feeling wronged energies, because I think we're gonna see a lot more of the female power come back in this solstice time, where people are starting to be like, what, maybe women do have a certain amount of wisdom, and it's not always a man's job to explain it to everybody, but a woman could actually be respected for what she says and what she's saying and how she says it. And maybe maybe the masculine energy has to start trying to understand the feminine energy more. I mean, we are going to have Mars retrograde this next year, which is going to be awesome. I mean, sorry for the masculine energies, but that's just a time to rework everything and redo and understand better your masculine energies, and not so much but more receptive. I guess that's more the feminine energy. And then the weekend, we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, which is awesome, because the Queen of Pentacles, she is the woman. She has her mind on her money, and she knows how to get what she needs in her practical, tangible life. She's got the home under control, she's got stuff going on, and she's getting her wish. We got our wishes coming true. It's very it's a good time in our lives. So whatever you've been trying to get together in your home life and trying to work towards, it's finally paying off, and you got it going on. And maybe there are some little outbursts that come out and are known, and then you start having a deeper conversation about things, and that allows release of things in your life, and then your wishes and your hopes become fulfilled, because you're able to make room for new stuff to come in after you've let all the crap go. Because we hold on to stuff so long that it just festers inside of us and goes rotten, and then we're just like, why are we still upset about all this when it happened like years ago? Because it doesn't pertain any longer, and the only thing that's holding us back is our own understanding and concept of it, and our own in our own mind, and we feel powerless because we continue to allow ourselves to be powerless. And we're like, what? No, we have wisdom, we have power, we believe in ourselves, and that is the self-empowering moment that allows us for our wishes to come true. So with that, I bid you adieu, and I hope you guys have a great week. I know I will.